Now, our first lecture will be our module 1. So, this is our module 1. Then,
Mister,
yes,
I have problem in attendance.
you do, you,
When I click submission, don't respond.
there's no problem here in our part. I saw already almost over. You check your settings. Okay, let me start with my lecture, module 1. This is about Module 1 is about the introduction. I will start with the electrical flow. These are the outlines. Then I will cover the until here. I will give examples. These are the outlines. Follow accordingly. Now, start with the electrical flow. We have flow of electricity. To recall or to refresh, there are two flow of electricity. Number one is the Hall flow. So this is the Hall flow or current flow. What does it mean? This is a flow of electricity from positive side of the DC source down the line passing through a load to the negative side of it. So this is known as the conventional flow. How about the other one, the electron flow? It is the flow of electricity from negative side of the DC source down the line passing through a load to the positive side of it. Now, here is, this is a circuit. It shows the direction of the conventional flow, that is from positive down the line to the negative side of the battery. How about the direction of the electron flow? That is from negative to the positive direction. Look at the arrow respectively. And it happens, this flow of electricity will occur at the same time. The whole flow is from positive to negative, while the electrons from negative to positive. Now, which one you are going to use? Which one you are going to consider? Either of that you can use. There are no problems on that because you will arrive the same analysis and results. Only they are in opposite direction when it comes to polarity. So there is no issue which one you will choose. You have only to choose one of that. Next slide. On the next slide, it demonstrates the Hall flow and the current flow, I mean electron flow. Look at carefully the direction of the Hall flow. Can you see the animation of the Hall flow, everyone? Can you
Yes,
see?
yes,
Okay.
yes.
That this movement, these movements are called, these are the holes, the movement of the holes, this one. And on the other side, this is the electron flow. Look at carefully the movement of the electrons that is from negative to positive. It occurs all together or it happens at the same time. So are the two flow of electricity and they are opposite in direction. And we are using the conventional flow for the basis of our electrical analysis. So we will use this direction. And about the electrical circuit, so circuit is a kind of a complete connection or a circular path. We have basic requirements of an electrical circuit. We have three. There must be source of electricity, example, the battery, generator, and there must be a connecting path allowing the flow of electricity. You need wires, example, and cable. And there must be a load that will utilize the use of electricity. Example, electric bulb or lamp, TV, etc. Now, these three basic requirements of making a circuit, it can be represented in a drawing convention. Now, for the source, we have this symbol for the source. This symbolized for the battery or the voltage source called battery. And the long line here, the long bar is positive, the shorter one is negative. And the V represented as the source, V or E, voltage. So these are the two letters that you are going to remember what it represented. We have here the source. Now, next requirement is the load. The load is a resistance. It has, this is the symbol of the resistor or the load, and it is symbolized by the R for the, we call this one the quantity of measurement or the amount it takes or it gives, R or resistance. Now, these two cannot be a circuit without the connecting wires. So you need the connecting wires. After you connect the wires and you have a complete path, naturally, there is a flow of current from positive to negative. Now, this can be represented, their quantities, these electrical quantities can be represented mathematically by Ohm's law. That is R equals V over I. And the V is voltage, I is the current. According to Mr. George Simon Ohm, that the applied voltage over the flow of current or electricity, the result of that is a constant value that is called resistance. So this is the definition of Ohm's law. So this is the circuit according to Ohm's law. And we have the relationship of Ohm's law, that is, we cross multiply the R, we will get the current V over R. So this is Ohm's law. So next. So again, you according to Mr. George Simon Ohm, we will always have a constant value when you take the ratio between V and I. So it's a constant value. Looking into the graph, if the load is purely resistive or ohmic device, the result
Mr.
of the, yes,
You will sign us as absent or what?
later,
Huh?
later, let me continue my discussion.
Because
Okay.
I attend from first time, but I don't know how to sign in that website.
Later, not to interrupt me right now. You have, I can see the log. I can see the log you have. Okay?
Okay, Mr.
There's a log on this.
خلاص زي.
Okay. Now, let me continue. In the graph of Ohm's law, the horizontal side represents the x-axis for the voltage and for the y-axis for the current. And if you take the relationship between the voltage and I, you will get a linear value that is a constant value. It's called resistance. So this is the Ohm's law graph. If the load is not pure resistance, non-ohmic devices, you will have a curved graph. It's not constant. So the general principle of Ohm's law is based on this graph when the resistance is constant. So this is the Ohm's law graph. Next slide. So from the Ohm's law, to find the resistance, you are going to have this formula. You divide V over I, and you will get the unit ohm. So this is from the circuit. This is the circuit you will have. What are the common units? The common units, we have ohms, kilo ohms, mega ohms. And by the way, what is the meaning of resistance? It is the opposition to the flow of electricity or opposition to the flow of electric current, or it limits the flow of electricity. And also to find, by the way, the resistance or the load resistor is very important in any electrical applications, because if the resistor was not invented, we don't have the technology right now. This is a simple device, but it plays an important role in the electrical application. So it is impossible to have our current technology without the resistance or the resistor. So therefore, be aware, resistor is very important in electrical application. Now, how about to find the current? You just simply change or cross multiply I and R, so you get this one. And the unit of current or the rate of current flow will be ampere. You have common units here, microampere, milliampere, amperes, kiloamperes. And then, uh, for the current, it defines as the amount of electrons flowing per second. It is not just 1, 2, 3 electrons. There will be billions and billions of electrons flowing in every second. That depends on the rate of flow. Also, it is defined as the rate of current flow. Next, how about if you are told to find for the voltage? So you will use this formula, V is equal to I times R, and the unit will give you volts. Go back to the current, common units, microamperes, milliamperes, amperes, and kiloamperes. Then here, common units, microvolts. And how about this? Millivolts, volts, kilovolts, and megavolts. And for the voltage, what is the meaning? It is defined as the electrical force or pressure that tends electrons to move. This is known as potential difference or electromotive force. By the way, the circuit is useless without the source of electricity. Therefore, any devices, any electrical devices cannot do anything without the source. Therefore, we need a voltage source. Like our smartphones, you need to charge that one because inside of that has a battery. Once it is drained, you cannot use your smartphone. Therefore, we need the voltage in order these devices will work. Next slide. And by the way, since there are movements of electrons, electrons are working or there are activities in the circuit, it generates power. It has work involved. So there is called electric power and energy. The relationship of electric power is the amount of work done in electric circuit. This is in joules over time. So the time here in seconds. So that's why it's joules per second. But the electrical unit is in watt. So these are the several conversion units from watts to kilowatts and megawatts. So that is how to determine the electric power in relation to energy, joules, and time. So to look for the power formula, how to calculate power, know the current value, know the voltage value, you will get the watt. And these are the common units to be used, microwatt, this is big W, milliwatt, watt, kilowatt, megawatt, and gigawatt. So continue, there's another way to get the power, this is only one. So we have here, in terms of voltage, resistance, or current, we look for power in the circuit. From the same formula of the power, which is I times V. And from Ohm's law, going back to the Ohm's law, we have a relationship of I. So this is the relationship of I from Ohm's law, which is V over R. Taking this, replace that, we have this V over R. And V times V, you get V squared over R. This is another formula of the power. Again, we have another relation in terms of voltage taken from the Ohm's law. Substitute the I times R here. R times I, you get R squared R. So this is another formula. In summary, you can be able to get the power, or by cross multiplication, you get the R or B and the I. So from now on, you have to remember this formula or memorize this formula, including the Ohm's law formulas and power formulas. Don't forget that one. Next slide. Involving electrical charge. So since there's a current flow, electrical charge in relation to the current. So what is the relationship of charge to the current? According to this relationship, for every 1 coulomb charge, the unit of charge is coulomb. With every second, it gives away 1 ampere rate of flow of electricity. So therefore, 1 ampere is equal to the 1 coulomb charge over 1 second. So this is the relationship of current to the charge. To find the Q, I simply multiply that one, cross multiply. So these are the meaning of this literal. So we can get the charge when you know the current with respect to time. Examples. I have here one example of the Ohm's law. I will read. A 100 volts battery is connected across a resistor and causes a current of 5 milliamperes to flow. Determine the resistance of the resistor. If the voltage is now reduced to 25 volts, what will be the new value of the current flowing? So this is about the circuit. So looking into the circuit, it describes about this circuit. So there's voltage, resistance, and current. In the given problem, it states 100 volts battery. So this is the DC source. This is our V. And in the problem again, continuing the statement, there's a mention of flow. So that is I is the flow. That is equal to 5 milliampere. You have to convert that one into a basic unit, 5 times 10 to minus 3 ampere. So to find, the question is determine the resistance of the resistor, this one. So we are looking for the R. And B, next statement is, if the voltage is now reduced to 25 volts, what will be the new value of the current flowing? So we are asking again, I, if we change the voltage to 25 volts. So let us solve A and B. Solving A and B. Here is now the solution. Solve for the R. You will go back to the Ohm's law. This is the Ohm's law formula. We have the B, 100. We have the I, this one. And you will arrive a value of 20,000 ohms. This is a long way to write an answer. You can also write in this manner, 20 kilo ohms, because 1,000 is kilo. And also for the B, recall again the Ohm's law, I equals B over R. And since we only change the voltage, we know that the R is constant. So we took the same value of R from here because the R is constant. It was only the B changed. So this is now 25 volts divided by this, and you get this value of the current. And this is the final answer of the current, 1.25 milliampere. So the Ohm's law calculation is very basic. So try to remember only the formulas of Ohm. In our next topic, it's about the DC circuit. So here are the outlines from DC circuit down to the problems I will give. So all the problems I will solve them later on. So I will start with the DC circuit. So what is a DC circuit, by the way? Anybody can tell me your own understanding about DC. So what is DC? Anybody? Anybody can tell me? What do you
Direct
understand? Yes, it's direct current, but what do you think is your basic understanding for the DC?
Mustafa?
Asking anybody, anyone about the basic idea when you hear a word DC. Anybody?
Current.
Sorry?
Constant current.
Okay, it's the DC is about constant value. So that is correct. So looking into this diagram, we have the DC circuit. This is the DC circuit. Why? Because we supplied the circuit by a fixed voltage DC source. And the actual meaning of the DC or direct current, it is a form of electrical current or voltage that flows around an electrical circuit in one direction only, making it unidirectional. So to understand DC, there is only one direction of current. So in this case, the direction here, if you see, is in a clockwise manner from positive to negative. So if you have this direction, one direction, this circuit is a DC. It is classified to be a DC. And even if you reverse the battery, if still you have a direction on the opposite side, it is still a DC. It is about one direction. Now, if the situation is on one instant positive to negative, another instant negative to positive, this is no longer classified to be a DC. So that is another type of circuit. So in the waveform here, diagram, waveform, or graph, this is about waveform. This is time, any given time, and this is the amplitude, either V or I. In the DC, you will find this one for the V or I constant. So it will be constant at any given time. So this is called DC. Your smartphones have a voltage source, the battery. When it is full charge, you have a constant, or the battery, when it is not used, it has a constant voltage. But when you are going to use that battery of your smartphone, at a certain period of time, it remains constant, but for a long while, it starts to go down until it is almost low battery. So that is why you have to recharge that one and to go back into a constant value. So that is the purpose of recharging. So this is the DC. Next slide. Under the DC circuit, we have several types of circuit, including the series circuit. So what is the meaning? Anybody can tell me about your basic understanding of a word series? Anybody?
When the current is constant.
This is not just in general understanding about series. You hear a word series. Anybody? Anyone? Without considering anything, it's only the word series. What does it mean?
In one line.
It's mean the resistors in one line.
Correct. It's not about resistor. It is about aligning in a single and sequential manner. That's the meaning of it.
I mean
So-
that is-
Yes, the connection, but in electrical application, it is about a connection from one terminal of a resistor to the next end terminal of another resistor, and so on, repeated. Across the two end terminals of the combination is supplied by a source. To understand this statement, I will show you a pictorial demonstration. So I have here a resistor. I have another resistor. I place resistor. So I want to establish a series circuit. I need a wire. So I connect from one end to the next. I need a wire. So this is called a series circuit. So this is already called series. All the components are connected in series. So what do we need to become a complete circuit? Anybody, what do we need? Any suggestion? What do we need to
Power
make
source.
this? Sorry?
Power source.
Battery.
Yes, you are correct. Remembering the basic requirements, we need the battery. That's the battery. But this is not yet complete without the wires. So now this is the complete series circuit. And you have only one flow of electricity here. So you will see it in the animation. In the animation, you can see the flow of the current. So you watch carefully the movement of the electrons. I mean the movement, since this is I, the movement of the whole flow, current flow. So that is an animation of that. Can you see the movement of the current? Yes? Everyone?
Yes, Mister.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, mister.
This is the current. This is the series circuit. When it is supplied, your series circuit supplied by a voltage source, instantly there's a current flow, and every resistor across with it, across here, A and B, will have a voltage drop, B1, will have a voltage drop, B2, B3, and B4 respectively. These voltage drops will be occurring according to the values of the resistance and supplied by a certain voltage source. These are called voltage drops. What are the formulas involved? For the resistance, in series connection, the rule is you add. It is the sum of individual resistances. So remember this one. Any resistors in series, simply add all of them. N is the last resistor connected in series. How about for the current? For the current, we have only one current. So therefore, look at the relationship, all equal. I1, I2, and so on. There is only one current flow. For the voltage, since the voltage is applied to the series circuit, individual voltage drops happen across every resistor. So you have to add all of them. That's the rule. And for the power, when you supply a battery to a circuit, it generates power. And to the resistor, it consumes power. So the relationship will be generated power equals the dissipated power by every resistor. So you just add all the powers from each of the resistor. Add all of them. That's the rule. Then we have here next. Next, we have the individual voltage drops. This purpose here is to deal on Ohm's law. So this is Ohm's law. To find the total voltage, that is equal to I total times R total. This is how to find the total voltage. To find the voltage drop V1, you can use this. V2 and this one, another voltage drop. So you will find very common for the total current. This is the common parameter in the series connection, the total current. So remember that one. It's very important. Next, continue. For the power, this is the individual formula when you deal with power. PT is IT times BT. For the individual powers, you will notice PN equals IT times BN. You will notice IT here. You will use one common current in the series circuit. Those are formulas for the series circuit. So start remembering these formulas because it is very important when you solve problems. So next, we are done with the series circuit. We have another theorem or called voltage divider rule. This is only applied for series circuit. You cannot use in any other kind of circuit, only for series. For two or more resistors in series, this is the general formula. Bx is a voltage drop is equal to Vt, the value of the resistor with respect to the voltage drop over the total resistance in series. If this is V1, this must be R1 for the X. For two resistors only in series, we have a specific formula. We have here the circuit. If you want to find the voltage across R1, our Vx here is VR1 or V1 is equal to total voltage. I use here E. It represents voltage. Vt. Take, if this is V1, this must be R1. You add the 2. R1 plus R2. Memorize this one. And looking for the V2, this one here. Look at carefully the formula. Take the total voltage. Take the, if this is V2, this must be R2, and then you add the two resistors. You will use this formula for two resistors, and this formula is actually coming from here. So this is the general formula. This is called voltage divider rule. I will give examples. I will do this one later. So I will proceed to the parallel circuit. What do you understand about the word parallel? Anybody? Anyone? Anyone? What is the meaning of a word parallel?
Many resistor in more than one line.
I'm not specific meaning. I ask the word parallel. What do you understand about parallel? Anybody?
The current move to more direction or what?
No. Forget electrical. Forget everything. Only the word parallel. What do you understand about parallel? Anybody?
So we can say it starts in same in one line.
It is mean not
and,
serious. It's not
in the one
serious.
line.
When we say parallel, I'm not forget electrical aspect. When we say parallel, that is these are things in equal orientation. If you are standing if you are standing opposite with each other, that is parallel. We call that one. So in electrical application, it is also again a connection, but what? One group N terminals of the resistors, and also for the other end, the same way to the other group N terminals of the same resistors. I repeat, it's about connections. Across the two groups of terminals of the combination is supplied by a DC source. Now, to understand this statement, I will show the illustration. I have here one resistor. I place another resistor. I place this resistor. This is not yet parallel. parallel will happen, parallel circuit will happen when you prepare wires. I prepare one wire from one end again of another, from one end of another, and they have connected in a common point. So this is one group end. Next, I have another wire from the other end. I have another wire from the another end resistor of a resistor and another end. If you see these connections, this is already called parallel connection. Now, this is not yet a circuit. We need a battery or source to complete the circuit. We need the battery. Then we connect the wires, apply the wires across it. So this is called the parallel circuit. If you see this one, parallel connection, and this is parallel circuit. Now, take note, the current goes out from the battery, start from the positive side, going to this wire. But in this point, the wire is, the total current is split into branches. This one here. Since there are 3 branches, we have the current branch 1, branch current 2, branch current 3. But these 3 currents will meet again at this point. It will return to be the total current and complete its path to the negative. So the cycle goes that way. So you can see the animation. You watch carefully for the animation. Did you see the animation, how the total current is split into branch currents? Anybody, you saw it? Everyone? The direction of the current, you watch carefully. Anybody, you saw it? Say yes.
Mister, there is a lag.
So that's the direction of the current in the parallel circuit, from total current into branch current. Now, what will be the formula involved here? This is a parallel circuit, by the way. Our total current, that's the current total direction. And that total current is split into branch current I1, I2, and I3. So this is how the current total is split. Then we can have the formulas involved. To obtain the total resistance, you cannot add. In the parallel connection, you cannot add directly. How to do that to get the resistance? The total resistance is a reciprocal. The reciprocal of the total resistance is the sum of the reciprocals of the individual resistances. So this is the formula. To remove the reciprocal here, you do reciprocal again to both sides. So you will get RT on that. For the current, since the current is split into branches, look at the relationship. You add for the current. For the voltage, since the total voltage is across the parallel combination, it's the same voltage here with the BT, same voltage here with the BT, same voltage here with the BT. So therefore, equal. Again, for the power, generated power is equal to the dissipated power. So add. Whatever the connections is that, you have to add only all the power to get the total power. Again, for Ohm's law relationship, looking for individual values, you will use the branch current, Ohm's law. So, looking for the total current, look at the relationship. We have here the VT over RT. Looking for the branch current I1, VT over R1. Look at that. I2 equals VT over R2, and so on. The common parameter here, the common or constant value here is the VT. Same with the power. Look at the formula of the power. The constant here, if you notice, that one is VT. So you watch the comparison, compare series and parallel. And we have another formula you have to remember about resistors connected in parallel. For two or more unequal resistors, by the way, this is the general formula. This is what I said earlier. To get the R total, you take the reciprocal again with this. You will get the total value of resistance. This can be any resistors, any number of resistors in parallel. But for only two resistors unequal, you have here R total equals R1 parallel with, this is symbol for parallel with R2. Now, to get the total resistance, you just multiply R1 times R2, you add R1 plus R2. Don't forget this, memorize that one. For two or more equal resistors, any number of resistors in parallel with the same value, you take the same value divided by number of resistors in parallel. You will get the total resistance. How about for three unequal resistors? This is the formula. R1, R2, R3, multiply that one. Then you divide R1 times R2 plus R2 times R3 plus R3 times R1. This is the formula. Memorize this one. Remember these formulas at all. And next, we have a theorem in parallel. You cannot use this in series circuit. This is only intended for parallel connections. For two or more resistors in parallel, this is the general formula. You watch carefully. Ix equals It, total current, multiply that with the total resistance in parallel. Resistances in parallel divided by the resistance of that resistor where the current is flowing. This is Ix, Rx. If this is I1, this must be R1. And we have the general formula for the two resistors in parallel. You watch out carefully. To find I1, this one, without using Ohm's law, you can use directly that one. Take the R2, the opposite, then you add the 2. And multiply that with the total current. Look at the I2, take the opposite. This is the I2, take the opposite. And you add the two resistors and multiply that with the total current. Actually, this formula is coming from this and it arrives like this. So this is the formula for the current divider rule for parallel circuit. So I'm done with the principles. I will have the examples for this one. Anybody? Do you have any question? So if you have no question, let me stop the slide. I will stop share. Stop share. So we have two examples I will give. For the two examples, okay, then hold on for a moment. I will have two examples for you for a while. We will solve problems, so be ready. Now I will share again. I will share. Can you see my screen, everyone? Everyone?
Yes, Mr. Yes, Mr.
Okay. I will solve this problem. I will solve this problem using series circuit. This is a series circuit problem. So, okay. Series. In the series circuit problem, this is the example I will give. Two resistors, 100 ohms and 270 ohms are connected in series. So we have here. And supplied by a 48 volts DC source voltage. What is the total resistance? Calculate the flow of current and the voltage drop across each resistor. So we need to draw the circuit. Actually, we need to identify or draw the circuit. So I will draw the circuit. Circuit. Okay. To draw the circuit, two resistors. So I have to draw two resistors here. Then, sorry, this is series. Oh, cancel this. So I have to draw two resistors here. Then I have another resistor. So this is R1. This is R2 in series. And supplied by a 48 volts DC source. So you have to connect this by a DC source. So connect that with the battery. And then absolutely instantly there's a current flow. So this is the positive side of the battery. This is the total voltage. Then this is the current flow. This is the total current. So this total current is flowing down the line to the negative. Now, immediately, since we have a value of R1 and R2, it builds up voltage drop, V1 here, across this. And it builds up a voltage drop across here with this point here. So this is the circuit you will have. That's the circuit. Now, the next thing you have to think is what are you going to find for? So the first is find for A. I mean not to find, sorry, given. What are given in the problem? You have to establish what are given values. So given values, it mentioned two resistor. The first value is R1. What was the value? That is 100 ohms. Then the next value will be R2. That will be R2. That is equal to 270 ohms from the problem. Then we have a DC source, 48. So this is the B total, the applied voltage. So the value is 48 volts. So it's 48. So I will write here 48 volts. So these are the given values. The next question is you are asked to find for what? Find. So what is asked? What is the total resistance? So that's the first question, A. R total. Total resistance will be That one. So looking for the total resistance. You will do like this. Then B, looking for the next, what is that? Calculate the flow of current. It's about the total current. So that's, we look for the B. So that is I total. So next, the voltage drop across each resistor, the B1 and the B2. So see, the B1. So looking for the B1 and the B2. This is the one we are looking for. So B1 and B2. Now we will solve for the A. So next step, the next step is solve for the things you needed. So I will start with A, how to solve for A. Looking for the total resistance. What is our formula to solve for the total resistance? Anybody?
R1 plus R2.
Okay, the rule was R total equals add when it is series. R1 plus R2. So substitute that one. Our R1 is 100 plus 270. What is our R total? What will be our R total equal to? Anybody? Calculator, prepare calculators.
370.
Correct. So we got an answer, 370 ohms. That's the one, you see the answer here. We solve for the R total, now we go B. We solve for the B. What was that? I total. So looking for the I total. To find for the I total, immediately think of the Ohm's law. B over R. Since this is T, this is B total over. We have no issue on B total. It is given. It is 48. Divided by R total is 370. Tell me the value of I total. Anybody? What's the value? Calculator, please.
0.13.
Very good. Oh, you look at the answer. Calculator.
0.129 came messed up.
Okay, okay.
0.13.
No problem. Point, the unit will be amperes. You may also write this one in another way using the prefixes. This is 130 milliampere. That's how to solve for the I total. From the question, we got the same answer here. The next question was the voltage drop. We need to know the B1. The B1. So this is now C. ABC done. AB done. C. So calculating for the B1. Since this is individual calculation, you think of the Ohm's law. I times R.
R.
If this is
R1
one,
will be
R1.
R1.
How about this?
I total.
The rule is, this is the formula. So I total is 0.13. You will arrive voltage here and the R1 will be 100. B1 equals to 13 volts. We get correct answer, 13 volts. Also, we need to solve for the V2. Recall again, since this is voltage, so I times R. So since this is 2, also 2 here. But this is I total. So the I total is the same, 0.13. But our R2 is, it is there in the given, 270. Tell me the answer. What's the answer? Anybody? It's 35.
35.5.1.
Okay. This is 12.9 plus 35.1. You get. How do you know your answer is correct? From the rule of series circuit, the formula.
Add the two V. You will
Yes.
V2.
B1 and B2 should be equal with this. This means all your calculations are correct. This is to counter check your calculations. Now,
V1 to V2.
yes, B1 and B2. Here, this is Ohm's law calculation. If you don't want Ohm's law, you can solve B1 and B2 using voltage divider rule. So this is C again. Using BDR. You saw the BDR. So the formula of the BDR, B1, looking for B1, so this must be the V total. This must be R total. And this is R1. So we have V total 48. Your R1 will be 100 divided by 1, that's 370 by the way. 370. I am sure you will get 13 volts. Calculate, you can check. Therefore, using BDR rule, you will get the same answer with the Ohm's law. This is a shortcut if these are available. You do the same way for the B2. Tell me the formula for B2 using BDR. Can you help me? This is? What is this here?
V total.
V total. How about here?
R2 by R2.
Yes. If you use this formula, you will arrive same answer, 35.1. So you have flexibility of solving problems for the series circuit. So this is the series circuit. I will upload this in the files of our online classroom, file section, file folder, week 1. You just check this one, section 8. So we are done with one problem. You can screenshot. Anyway, it will be uploaded, don't worry. This is how to solve using series circuit formulas. So this is one good example to use. Next example, just go with this solution. Next example will be about parallel. So I will close this one. I am done with this. Next is solving for the parallel problem. This is from other section. I will delete this one. Okay. Anybody volunteer to read this one? From the ladies? From the read for me. Any volunteer? I need one. Hello? Do I need to call your name? Any volunteer, please?
What was the question?
Okay, you read for me. This
Me?
question.
Okay. Two resistors, 300 ohms and 550 ohms are connected in parallel and supplied by 100 volt DC source across it. What is the total resistance? Calculate the current flowing in the circuit and the currents drawn by each resistor.
Thank you very much. Okay. This problem is intended for parallel example. So, this is about parallel. It is very clear the problem is about parallel here. So, we will solve the circuit. First, build up, to help you visualize the problem. This is optional. You have to prepare or work on the circuit. So, this is circuit. Circuit. Okay, now let us draw the parallel combination, only two. So when you draw this one, prepare to can you still hear me, everyone? Everyone?
Yes, Mr. Yes.
Okay, thank you. I just check if I'm out of the loop. So this is our R1. And this is our R2. This is not yet parallel connection. This is so parallel connection here. So that's it. That's parallel connection. Now we need battery here to complete a circuit into a circuit. So complete the circuit. So you draw the battery. So connect or you can connect anywhere as long it is parallel connection or directly. That's it. Yes, that's connection and also here. And this is our V total. This is the positive side. So instantly we have a current flow on that. This is our total current. And this total current here is split into branches. I1. And we have the same current here. This is the RN, the last resistor. So you will find it here flowing like that. It's a one branch. So this is our I total. I2. So this is the circuit. It helps you to visualize. Now we have to identify what are we going to look for. So find for that. So adjust. The first question is what is the total resistance? So A RT, R total. And B, we are looking for what? Calculate the current flowing in the circuit. Yes, current flowing in the circuit is the I total. I total. And C is about, what is C? Yeah, the branch currents, the current drawn by every resistor. So I1 and I2. I1 and I2. That is, these are the problems we need to solve. So we will solve one by one. Start with A. R total. So there are total 2 resistors in parallel. You go to the formula, you can go back here. 2 unequal resistors in parallel. You can see it, right? Everyone? Everyone, you can see this, the PowerPoint presentation?
Yes, Mr.
Okay, thank
Yes.
you. Okay, just checking. Yes. Carry on. Let me carry on. You see the formula unequal resistor. You use this R1 parallel with 2 resistors only. Otherwise, you use the general form or any one of that. So go back to the circuit. The R total can be obtained by the relationship of R1 parallel with R2. Double slash. So with that with that presentation, it should be R1 times R2 divided by R1 plus R2. So substitute that one. Your R1 is 100. Multiply that by, is that 100 given? Oh, I missed to write the given. So I will put the given here. Normally, you will establish given. So our R1 equals 300 and R2 is 550. 550 ohms. Okay. And another given voltage source V total. Is that 100 volts? Sorry, 48. No, 100 volts. Yes, it's 100 volts DC. So that's the given. Now, so next will be what? This is 300. This is wrong value. So I have to erase this one. So carry on. We have here 300. Prepare calculators, please. 550 divided by no. This is you add 300. What is the answer? Give me the answer for this.
194.11.
Okay, correct. Our total equals 194.1 or 11. 194.1 ohm. That's the answer for the R total. Next problem is looking for the I total. So we go B. I total will be here. You will recall the Ohm's law again. This is the I total V over R. This is the easy way because we have the R total. So substitute the values. So that will be equal to our V total is 100 divided by 194.1. So I total equals, give me the answer for this.
0.5.
0. We got answer for 190. 0.1. How about this? Make it accurate, 2 decimal places. The more accurate is 2 decimal place. 0.50.
0.515 will be 0.52.
515. Yeah.
52. So that is ampere. Or you write this in milliampere. 520 milliampere. That's the answer for the total current. A and B done. We go to C. Looking for I1 and I2. So this is now for the C. To solve for the C, this is individual calculation. So you think of Ohm's law. I1. When it is I, it should be B over R. So what will be here? This is I1. This must be R1. This must be B total. So you have here 100. Your R1 is 300. So our I1, give me the value. Give me the value. It's 0.333.
Yeah.
That's 0.33 ampere. You may also write this in milliampere. This is 330 milliampere. Just to write the answer. For the I2, be ready for yourself. For the I2, the same. Recall the Ohm's law, B over R. Looking for the branch current, this is 2. But this is not B2, it's B total. It is B2, but they are equal with the B total. So this is 100 divided by 550. What's the answer?
0.18.
Okay. Okay. 0.18.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. What's the answer? Oh, you can also, you may write this one, 180 milliampere. So the good thing is, if you know Ohm's law, it's easy to calculate if you memorize all the formula and you understand the principle of Ohm's law and DC circuit. We solve A and B and C. And since this is parallel, we can also solve I1 and I2 without using Ohm's law. We go to the current divider rule. So current divider rule, here, see, using CDR, we can also solve I1. So I1. How to solve for I1? What's the formula of the CDR? Recall the I total. And this time the R is here. R1 and this is the R total. It's easy to remember, right? This is how easy to remember the formula. I total is 0.52, I think. That was 0.52. Our R total is 194.1. The R total is the total resistance connected in parallel. Don't forget that one. In parallel across the 2 points. And then we have here 194.1 divided by the value of R1 is 300. Okay, prepare your calculator. We are almost over. Prepare for the short quiz after this. Okay, I1. What's the answer? Anybody?
0.3.
0.33. 34. 0.34.
Why 0.34? 0.33. Oh, yes, we have the same answer actually. It's a matter of point difference. Is this correct? Yes or no?
Yes,
Same
yes,
answer? Yes, it's only point difference. We have correct answer when you do CDR. Another, for the I2, many got mistakes on memorizing the CDR and BDR. This is the R total divided by here, R2. That's R2. Then we will get the same answer. That will be, surely we get the same answer, 0.18. I will not write anymore. You can do it later. You can check. So these are the answers. That is, this is how we solve when you encounter this kind of problem. So spend time solving the exercises in your handout. The modules I gave you, this is already uploaded in the e-learning. And these two examples, lecture notes, will be uploaded in the online classroom file section under week 1. So this is how to solve problems with the series and parallel. So that is how to solve this one. Any question on this part? We solve here based on Ohm's law. We solve this based on CDR. Any question on this part? Everyone, any question?
No, sir. Thank
No,
you.
Mr.
At around 3:45, I mean 9:45, you will have a short quiz. I will send the link. 10 minutes short quiz. So recall the formula. Okay, this is section 8. Section 8. And the recording will be automatically uploaded in the online, our classroom online. I will stop the recording before we start the quiz, short quiz. The short quiz is a 1-mark quiz. If you have no more question, and anyway, this module 1 will be available. It's already in the e-learning. You can download that one. In the e-learning under electrical principles. So, please study the module 1. Complement your study with the handout of the electrical principles. They are actually complemented with each other. So please study and practice. This is not just about memorizing here. It is about analysis. You must know how to solve problems, analyze and solve problems here. It's all mostly here problem solving and analyze. Analysis, by the way. Any more question? I will
Mr.
stop.
The link of attendance, please.
It's closed. I will call the attendance. Your name only. What time you sign in? Your name, please.
My name is Naif Al-Abri.
Okay, I will stop my share.
Mr. Mia.
I will stop my recording. If you have no more question, I will stop my recording. Now the recording will go